You know, there's a lot of things too that I'd like to talk about, like again, the Freemason shit. I was talking about a lot of the Illuminati Freemason shit in those 30 videos that got deleted, explaining that the angles are all the numbers that they all worship, the 33 to 78, all the numbers that they worship and everything. That tells you their degree of masonry. Okay, it all has to do with the angles. The angles of perception, the angles of visual perception, not imaginary perception, the angles of visual perception, okay? That has nothing to do with your imagination, has nothing to that bullshit story was already put in place for you, that if you've seen anything that I'm showing you now ever in your life, you were supposed to just tell yourself it was your imagination. Otherwise, they lock you up. They tell you that you're fucking nuts and they lock you up. You have that fear in the back of your mind. And if you talk like a crazy person, then I'm sure that would happen. I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. What I'm telling you is I'm pointing out at line for line. I'm showing you the fucking builder's work to make these images, okay? I'm bringing you in line for fucking line. And they're not lines. They're not straight lines, at least anyway. And they're triangular pixels. They're not square pixels, what I'm showing you. Okay, so it's nothing in your computer screen. I can show you those. I can show you the square pixels that are going to show up in the screen later. After I get done making this video, they'll be filled with square pixels. But you can separate them. It's no problem. Your eyes can do that. The same way your eyes can separate all these collages that are going on. Has nothing to do with any of Harald Kautz's bullshit stories about space aliens, space alien fibers. As a matter of fact, I was saying in the last video, some of the people that have been coming to me that are Harold's minion, they that one's still turning. Yeah, it is. Harold's minion that have been coming to me, they got some of Harold's videos up that I didn't even know existed. So I'm glad they came in, because when you look at them, I'm thinking to myself, again, man, who the fuck's watching this guy, man? Who the fuck's listening to this guy? I mean, a couple of years ago was the last time I had even attempted to listen to anything that Harold Kautz was saying, and I just happened to come back around to him to make a series to him because I liked him. I used to like him. I thought maybe he could possibly be a real person. But if he was a real person, he would have already come, instead of coming in as Wolfus and pretending that he's some other character and not even really talking shit, really, because all the shit that he's talking, you're just using Harold's name for fame. Or for attention or whatever. That was one comment. Nothing about the imagery, nothing about what it is I'm showing you and explaining. No talk about the builders, none of that shit. Thumbs down on every video, hanging around for a long period of time, a month and a half. He's already been around, I think, something like that. And, and you're still going to deny what the fuck I'm showing you right here that's coming through your screen right now. And then another one is you can't use a telescope to look at a picture of the moon. No one's using a telescope to look at a picture of the moon, but if they did, they certainly could. But why the fuck would I go across the street with my telescope to hang a picture of the moon on my house to look through a telescope? No, that's not what I was doing. It was telescopic lens. So again, well, you're the genius, and Ziggy did the same shit that Harold is obviously doing. And I'm not going to keep calling you Wolfus, Harold. I'm not going to keep calling you Wolfus to your fake name. Obviously, it's you. I don't like playing the fucking game like that all the time. Once in a while, I'll do it. Once in a while, I'll go along with liars just to see where they're going to go with it. Just to see what they're going to do and where they're going to go with it, their bullshit story. And you don't seem to be going anywhere with yours. So again, I'm jumping back and forth to anybody else that may be real, that may be coming to my channel. These are a good 100 moon photographs that I've got all over my area in here. I pull them all out while I'm doing the moon part of any of my series. This is the most I've ever got in on the moon, and I'm not even close to even beginning, especially considering that I just got, near 65, 70 something videos that all just got deleted on me. So I'm going to lay into it even heavier. Um, you don't need any equipment. You just got to go use your eyes and go look. No big deal. You don't need a hadron collider. You don't need a fancy telescope. You don't need any of the physics bullshit stories of physics that they fucking tell you. They're such fucking liars, man. You guys are so fucking full of shit, man. Fucking unbelievable. And I can't do much more than laugh about it because it's everybody. 7.8 billion zombies that refuse to look. You're not the only one. See, one thing that nobody counts on, the 7.8 billion zombies, and one thing they never count on, and the slave masters never count on it either, is they don't count on somebody like myself or any, human being coming forward with everything that I'm showing you people. They count on the fear factor that the person coming forward making these claims won't have enough balls, that they won't have the balls. I don't want to be banned from society. I don't want to be looked at as a crazy person or all this. They count on that. They count on everybody feeling that way. That's why anybody coming to my videos, and once you see it, you will just run from it. You will hide it, but it will still be there. It will now be in your conscious mind. It's always been in your subconscious because it's all around you. It's in your trees, your water, your rocks, taking a walk, whatever. It's everywhere. These builders are building everything in this realm all the time for your entire existence. So to know that the builders are there, it's in your subconscious. You know about it. You just have to deny it. You have to go, to church on Sunday, and you have to go to school on Monday, and you have to go to work on Tuesday, and you gotta stay busy and distracted with all the bullshit stories in order to not face reality. And then what you're trained to do, what you're programmed to do, is claim that what I'm showing you here, that you can certainly go all look for yourself. I'm not the only one. All these moons that I've got on these turntables, these are all moons that space aliens took these photographs. People that believe that they're space aliens. They think the moon is this big ball of cheese floating around in outer space. That and they go along with all that shit. The heliocentric model. Let's put it that way. They go along with the heliocentric model and they believe in it, just like I did for many years. I mean, it's not like I was born with the knowledge that I now have. This knowledge was gained from ignoring all the education, from ignoring all the shit that you guys told me you needed. You gotta go to school. You gotta go to school, and you gotta smarten up. Fuck you, fucking liars. Why is it so important for the human population to lie to their children and have their children believing and following all these fucking lies? Why would that be so important? For the exact reason that I'm explaining to you. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. I didn't touch nothing. That was the light. That was the light. The moon's turning. Grabbed a bunch of light. It's fucking perfect, man. Beautiful. Can't miss it, Harold. Can't miss it. If you look, just take a look. And you don't have to go by my videos. You can do like I told Ziggy. If you can't get yourself a telescope and your $2,000 telescope is not good enough to go take a photograph or a video of a full moon, I showed you how easy it is. I mean, $10 fucking telescope, $30 camera, glue gun, mount the eyepiece onto the camera. Takes 10 minutes. This shit ain't fucking rocket science. You don't need anything fancy. You just go look with your own eyes. You can just put down the fucking telescope and look up at the moon, and you can see all these large images. It'll help you to come to the paper or to the computer because you're tightening the pixels, just like I'm doing for you now, obviously, right? But the imagery doesn't change. The imagery is the same. You can see the entire system and how it works. You don't need these lying motherfuckers, you know? And I'm not talking to you, Harold, because I'm losing faith in you more and more every day. And I'm telling you, all you got to do is go away as Rufus, get rid of your Rufus game, come back in as yourself under your own name so that I know it's you, and say whatever it is you want to say. I don't want to tell you what to say, and you say whatever the fuck you want. Speak your mind, and then once I know that you've come and you've seen it, then I can move on to the next series. I'm not fucking stuck on you. I've got, oh my God, I got a fucking list of a couple hundred people anyways on my list of people that I want to call out. I usually have like 10 at a time in mind who I want to call out. Sometimes I'll meet somebody new. Meet meaning I'll come across their video or something they said or did or whatever, and depends on the situation. Mr. Abe. You look at Mr. Abe Abraham's channel. He's got way more reality in his videos than you do, Harold. I mean, your fucking videos, man, you're so full of shit. And then everybody, I hear them all. They're fucking clapping you up for fucking talking shit, for lying to them. And they soak up all these lies. You show them absolutely no fucking evidence. Your whole black goo shit. Towards the end of this series, Harold, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna lay into your black goo, your rocks again, all your shit, your microscope, your telescopes, all your shit tools and equipment that you use. It's all fucking garbage, and it's all just to propagandize lies that you were taught yourself growing up, getting your education the way that you did, and going to school. You soaked up all these lies. Now, for you to propagandize and that's another story. I don't know if you're aware of the truth. I don't know if you know the real system, but the way that you're acting right now when I'm showing it to you, then no. I don't. I think you might be purposeful. Because if you were an accidental, coincidental lying motherfucker and it wasn't not intentional, then you would go look. Because, come on, somebody that believes in space aliens, I mean, you believe that space aliens are fucking laying their eggs in their fiber in the fucking, you believe that the moon is a big ball floating in outer space and all the crazy shit that you fucking believe. Think about it, man. You believe that Mars is they just sent a Tesla car to Mars a couple years back, and you believe that shit? You believe that rocket ships go up into outer space, what they call it? No, that don't work nothing like that shit. So here I am. I'm able to start you start you out with the evidence to prove to you that everything you've ever been told and taught has been a lie. So how is it that what I'm showing you is so hard to go look at? Why can't you go look at it? Think about, I'm telling you to ask yourself, not to answer me. Just ask yourself that question. Why is it that this guy brings me this? I mean, all he's showing me is some imagery that's in the moon. I could write it off as his imagination, but the problem is that his imagination is now spread to me, because now I can see the imagery as well. So if I keep seeing the same exact imagery, feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast, like he says, in the moon, in the clouds, and on the ground, in the rocks, in the smoke, in the steam, everywhere I fucking go, I see these same. And if I really look, not just look and say, oh, you look like a space alien. Because there are a lot of things you can say look like a fucking space alien, because there's no such thing as a space alien. It was made up based on ocean creatures, and we can see some evidence of bugs and insects and shit like that are in what we call space aliens in the imagery, right? We can see that, just drawing a picture, the buggy eyes, the big bug eyes, and all the shit, the antennas on the head, and all the shit that we got made out of what space aliens are supposed to look like. Area 51, when they showed you those pictures and everything like that. That's the thing. That's all the evidence that I need. That's what happens when you do shit like that. And I say, okay, here's a guy who believes in space aliens, and then I'm showing him shit that he can see for himself. So as outrageous as the shit that I'm saying, and as crazy as it may sound, it's provable. You can all go look at it. Anybody can. We can all go see it for ourselves. And I know from doing this on the street and from the couple of years on YouTube and everything, I know that people can see it. So what happens is, as soon as they see it, they run from it. They run back to their religions. Please, God, save me. And they say a few Hail Marys if they're religious that way. If they're religious and believe in space aliens, then they go back and have a seance with the space aliens or whatever they do. Fucking ridiculous, man. So in other words, why would you not look? It's not like if you got balls enough to deal with space aliens, right? Or if you got the balls enough to fight Satan, right? And I'm not saying you, Harold, but anybody else that I've called out in the past, a lot of them believe in, that it's the devil, it's Satan that's doing all these things. And or even a matrix. If you're a matrix wisdom guy and you have matrix wisdom and you think it's a matrix, all right, if you really can get your brain to go over to a matrix world, right, and believe that you're living in a matrix, okay, then what the fuck's the problem with going and looking at what I'm showing you and just taking it for what it is? What's so crazy about it? Why would Harald Kautz be coming in, or Wolfus, let's say, for example, I'm wrong, and let's say Wolfus is really just some other minion, it's just one of Harold's minions. Either way, it doesn't matter. The question still remains. Why would somebody who believes in such fucking nonsense that's so outlandish as space aliens, or even as outlandish as outer space itself, oh yeah, it's outer space and the sun's doing this and the moon's doing that. No, it's not. Wait a minute, what are you saying the sun's doing? Oh yeah, sun's big fucking burning ball of fucking gas. And no, it's not. There's no oxygen in outer space, so no, it's not. The sun's not a big burning ball of gas. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's an explosion. It was an explosion. Okay, so it's an explosion. So it's kind of like in that. In the movies that we do, where you see an explosion and it's the same exact explosion over and over and over again. Is that what you're saying? It's a continuous explosion? Well, yeah. Are you fucking serious? And that's the story we're telling our kids? That's the story my kids are gonna come home with and fucking tell me? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. First of all, there's no oxygen, you told me, in outer space. That's what you told me. You showed me experiments with it to prove to me that there's no oxygen in outer space. And this is what happens when there's no oxygen. So there can be no fire in outer space, right? That's what they told me. None of the fucking stories make sense. They never do. Nothing works the way they say it does, but yet we all say that it does. We all go along with it. So if you can go along with all that shit that you cannot prove, as a matter of fact, you can prove it to be false, but yet you still go along with it and just say, well, that's the way it is. If you're not a physicist and you're not, you don't have the education, then you're not going to be able to understand these things. Fuck you, man. I can fucking look with my own fucking eyes and I can see that it's not that. Why do I need an education to indoctrinate me into a fake ass fucking system? I need an education? Fuck out of here, man. So the evidence that I look at when I'm going through this shit and I'm watching all these people that I'm calling out, I'm watching what they're doing. So if you can believe all this fucking nonsense and then refuse what I'm showing you and say that it's, oh, you're a fucking nut job, Mike. You're fucking crazy and all this shit. Obviously, you're not going and looking. I mean, I'm showing it to you. It's right here. It's right in front of your fucking face. Anybody can go see it. We can all go look at it. It's there for us to see. So what, you're going to deny what you can see, but yet encourage what you can't. It's kind of just like Harold when I did, Harold, you got that video of the space alien spores that you're calling it. The space alien fungus that's floating around all over the place. That's not what it is. And when you first came in as Rufus, you were telling me that I didn't know what you were talking about. You don't know what Harold's talking about. You're fucking so stupid, you don't even know what he's talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. You are lying to everybody and telling them that it's space alien fibers, when in reality it's a fucking nanometallus and electrometallus that causes Morgellons. That's what Morgellons is. It's 3 strains of a nanometallus. Possibly even an electrometallus, because I can see them with my eyes, so obviously some of them are electros. And that's all it is. That's all it is. And I'm going to get to all that throughout this series. We're going to get back to the metallus towards the end of the series. After we're done with the moon, we're going to show you how wrong you are about the chemtrails, because what you call chemtrails are actually called mineral streets, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're way too smart for yourself and for everybody else. That's why, hey, Harold told us about the chemtrails, even though none of it's fucking true, none of it's factual, and it's all provably, I can prove that it's false. But yet, hey, fucking ridiculous shit, man. I don't fucking get it. So, I do get it. It just pisses me off that it happens that way. And, to be able to show you the metallus is the same thing. And it's been here all along. The metallus has always been here. We, as human beings, used to repel them. We used to repel them from our bodies, from our atmosphere, from our homes, and we used to repel them and keep them away. We've changed so many fucking things. I'm going to go through them all. I'm going to show them to you. The heavy metals, the heavy metal, and this is the thing. You can keep taking it back to space alien conspiracies when it has nothing to do with that. There's no such thing as outer space, so therefore there's no such thing as space aliens. And then I'm trying to show it to you, and you're going to come in and tell me that it's crazy, it's nuts. Why would what I'm showing you be considered crazy or nuts, whether you're Harold or some character named Wolfus? Either way, why would it be nuts to you, someone who believes in space aliens? Why would seeing this imagery seem crazy to you? I don't understand that. That doesn't make any fucking sense. If anything, you should be taking it, and if you were a real person, you would look at it and say, holy fuck, I see it. Look what the space aliens did. Look what the space aliens are doing. Space aliens are dropping electromagnetic nanocarbon in the shape of triangles all over the Earth. You would be saying, and look what they're doing with these triangles. They're building, for some reason, they're building the imagery of feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast over and over and over again in the trees, the rocks, the stones, the moon, the veil, the ice, the water, the every fucking thing, even in their nano dust or whatever the hell you called it, space alien fibers. Even in their space alien fibers that are floating in the air all around us, we can pause the fucking camera because the camera, remember, camera can see a lot more than the human sees. The camera catches 10,000 more images than the eye will catch because the human eye is trained to fucking just, I don't know, man, shut down. The brain just, the eyes will see it. The eyes will see it. But, and the subconscious sees it also, don't forget. The subconscious does get it. But the conscious mind that went to school, the conscious mind that was educated, the conscious mind that listened to their professor and their parents and everybody else in their life throughout their life believes the fucking nonsense. So, if that's the case, then it's given to me that if I was a crazy space alien person who believed in outer space, then I would certainly come to this shit, someone showing me, and I'd say, okay, he's all wrong about what he's saying, but I see it. I can't deny that I see it. So let me bring this all back to a space alien category somehow. And then that's what I should be arguing with you about. That's what I should be debating with you about. I should be coming to your channel and finding out and saying, oh, look, Harold sees it, but now he's still trying to claim space aliens, you know? But no, I don't even get the fucking satisfaction of that. No, it's just, you're using the wrong, you can't use a telescope to look at a picture of the moon. That's your fucking debate. That's your argument. That's your comment. The fuck out of here, man. Or over and over again, brain damaged, brain damaged, brain damaged. You're fucking, or stupid monkey. What the fuck has that got to do with anything that I'm showing you? What does my level of intelligence or your level of my lack and your level of intelligence have to do with any of this? Nothing. They don't have nothing. If you can see it, you see it. And it doesn't matter how fucking smart you are. It doesn't matter how many years you went to school. It's the opposite of that. You know? I mean, it's fucking stupid, man. And then I'm supposed to pretend like I, believe you and go along with it. Oh, it's this guy Wolfus who's coming in, and for some reason he doesn't like me, but yet he's for some reason staying around for a month and a half, 2 months. Still watching my videos. He's my #1 subscriber. But yeah, I'm supposed to believe that he hates me. It's so fucking stupid. And I'm supposed to play along with that. And I don't. I come out and I make these videos and I talk to you directly about it because I can see things for what they are. If you were anybody else, just like all the other minion of Harold's that came in already so far, over the last couple of years, because Harold, you may not have known this, but I gotta plug this in. You may not have known this, but I had already been mentioning you throughout other series, and I've had your other minion come in to stick up for you and defend you. So you should be happy about that. What am I at 34 minutes? So they would come in and defend you, and I'd say, well, no, I like Harold. Don't get me wrong, I like Harold. He's a nice guy and everything like that. So let's hope that he's not a purposeful liar, because I am going to call him out one of these days. I'm going to make a series to him, and I'm going to call him out. And it's funny listening to your minion too, Harold, because it's like it's almost like you're like a preacher, to them or something or other. It's weird, man. Like I had one girl. This girl, she's been in recently too, but she was in last year. Last year, or maybe even 2019, maybe even. That was a long time ago. Might have been the end of 2019, or early 2020. But I was talking about some shit with you, Harold, and one of your minion came in, and she wanted to know what I was talking about. Why did I not like you? What did I have against you? And I said, I don't have nothing against them. And I used to respond in the box back then. I didn't respond in video form like I do now. Now everything is in video form pretty much. If somebody writes into me, I always respond to them in the videos. And gives me something to talk about. But anyways, it was funny some of the things that she mentioned, because she's like, what are you trying to show in the clouds? The holographic images that Harold is talking about? Holographic images. I sit back and I'm scratching my head and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This guy Harold has got his minion convinced that the government is running a fucking campaign, or space aliens run the government, whoever, I don't know. And then they're somehow making everything in the clouds and everything in the sky holographic images. They only think that, Harold, because they're only seeing one image here and one image there. So what I started doing back then is I started pulling the imagery out of the chemtrails when the chemtrails were only opened up for 100 feet or so. Well, 100 to 200 feet, at least in my vision from the ground anyway. So, if they were 10 miles up or whatever the fuck they were for a height, it might have made it look smaller, so it could have been deceptive to me. But point being, I could put my telescopic lens, the same telescopic lens that you're telling me I cannot view things with, I can put that telescopic lens on, go right into that fucking trail, and pull out the imagery. What imagery is it? Same imagery you're looking at here in the moon, the feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. And then I explained to her a little bit. I told her what videos to go watch. I said, you can understand this a little better if you watch A, B, C, D, and E of the Tripping Sponge series or whatever it was I was working on at the time. And then I think I referred it to a Sandro Spinacci series too. But some of the things that she was asking me and making claims of all kept coming back to the space alien thing, the holographic images, the government's running. No, I explained to her, nicely. I nicely explained. She seemed like a legitimate and sincere person, and she is, because I actually, the same person came back in recently, and she really is a legitimate person. She's a real person, but she's also zombified. She also believes everything that Harald Kautz tells her, just like your other 20, 30,000 subscribers, whatever you got, probably 50,000, I don't know. Yeah, these people, they fucking believe you, man. And so I told her, you can see it all for yourself. You don't have to go by what Harold, told you or whatever. And then that was the last I ever heard from her, because she was obviously pissed off that I would not believe that they were holographic images. And I said, no, you can prove that it's not holographic images in the clouds. And she's telling me, oh, no, it is. It definitely is. And you should watch Harold did this one and Harold did that and stuff like that. And then you'll understand it better. No, I understand it fucking perfectly. I'm telling you, you can go see this in the smoke, the steam, the rocks, the trees. Why don't you do that? And then the oceans lapping over the water. You can do ice. It's digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from this realm. So go do some of that, and then you should show that to Harold. And then she got, pissed off and whatever, and she's like, nah, I'm not, interested in all this shit, I'm like, thinking to myself, what, are you fucking kidding me? So shit you can go see for yourself, but no, I'm going to pass on that, because what that does is it takes away the holographic images in the clouds. It takes away any space alien shit. It takes away government conspiracy bullshit, to see it for yourself, this way. And I even, I laid into the moon in the Santos Bonacci series too. So I told her to, go back and look at those, and then you'll understand what it is I'm explaining, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. And then, if you have explanation for it once you have visual on it, then fine. I'll take your opinion on it, but I don't want to hear Harold's opinion. Harold seems like more and more, now, especially now, Harold's a paid agent. He's a fucking paid agent. He's a YouTube agent. For sure, he's a YouTube agent at least. A distractor, and somebody who's just going to keep on distracting everybody from the truth, from reality. Don't want them to see reality. It's space aliens, but it's really more like God. And, it's like, get the fuck out of here, man. I mean, you guys are all so full of shit, man. Really, I mean, and everybody wants you to be full of shit. That's the thing that gets me. The 7.8 billion zombie slaves, they want you to be full of shit. They want to be distracted. They want to be lied to. They do not want to face facts. They do not want to own up to the fact that they sold out. They sold out some, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years ago, whenever it was, and they have this deep, embedded belief system that they are getting what they deserve, right? And everybody's on the collecting stuff. Everybody's been collecting stuff for the last couple hundred years now. The hoarding gene. We all got it. We all got that fucking hoarding gene. Because otherwise we don't need none of this shit that we got. We don't need any of it. I don't need the telescope to look at the moon. I can look at the moon with my fucking eyes and see all this imagery. I don't need the scope to look at the telescopic lens to look at the imagery that's in the clouds, or what you call holographic images. They're not holographic images. It's that way from the veil to the fucking ground. There's nothing holographic imagery about it. And we're not living in a hologram. That's not the way this works either, because we are human, flesh and blood and all that. So no, it's not that either. And they're all close. I'll give you that much. They're all close. They all step on little bits and pieces of truth. All these, religions and all these, space alien bullshit stories and everything. They all touch on a little bits and pieces of truth, but I don't want to get into debating about that, what's true and what's not true about all these things, and how I can prove and how you can prove for yourself that what I'm telling you to go look at is the real system. Why would I get into debating all that when people refuse to look? So that's kind of like what I just went through with Ziggy. It's the same thing I'm going through with you, Harold, right now. And then you won't even come in as yourself. You won't even come in as neither did Ziggy. Look at Ziggy. He didn't come in as himself. I know who Ziggy is now. So I'm going to go do a series to Ziggy. I'll bust his balls. I'm just preparing him. I'm getting him ready, and I'm going to watch him. And I love predicting and calling things ahead of time like that. I love doing that, because I'm letting him know that I'm coming for him next with the series. Should that scare him, being my 3 subscribers, and the fact that nobody wants to fucking look at what it is I'm explaining and showing them and stuff like that? So, he's going to be real scared of me when I threaten him that I'm coming to do a series on him. Of course not. I don't give a fuck. But neither do I. I'm calm enough and smart enough now to realize 7.8 billion zombies are not waking up. They do not want to wake up. They want to remain in their fucking comatose state. And there are reasons for all that. But again, I'm not going to get into it all. That's a bunch of rabbit holes. And then by doing that, I'm letting the real true system down when I do that. It's kind of like when I'm now I'm going to be cropping images rather than tracing them, for the same reason, because I don't want to let the system down. I think the system, I can see that the system wants us all to be looking at all this. We were supposed to be seeing it all along. It is the true system. And we were supposed to be seeing it. We were all sold out. We sold out. 7.8 billion fucking zombie slaves. I don't know how many existed when we first sold out. I don't know how many programs it's been. There's a lot of shit I can guess about, but I'm not into guessing anymore. I rather just wait till it comes to me. The answers seem to come every day, every week, every month, more and more, more and more. There's my 44. I'll be back.